Hello, good evening. You're watching African Free Press Television for stories in the news this week. My name is Leo Oketa, and these are the stories we're tracking for you at this hour. President Muhammadu Buhari made a request to the National Assembly to approve the payment of 413 bill subsidy claims by marketers on Monday. The payment is believed to be the key to ending the crippling petrol scarcity in many cities. Petrol is being sold for between 100 naira and 400 naira per litre in various parts of the country. Queues are long at filling stations where there is fuel. Many others are shut for lack of supplies. A presidency source revealed that only about 140 billion was appropriated for subsidy payment in the current budget, and it has been exhausted. The source added that out of respect for the parliament, the president insisted that the right thing must be done by seeking approval from the National Assembly before an additional kobo is paid in the excess of what the budget makes provisions for. Deputy Senate President of Nigeria, Senator Ike Madu, escaped a suspected assassination attempt in Abuja. In a statement issued by his media aide, Uche Anichukwu, on Tuesday, he said the assassination attempt occurred at about 10 a.m. between Apo Flyover and Dantata Construction Company's yard, close to the old Central Bank of Nigeria headquarters junction, on his way to the National Assembly. According to Anichukwu, the suspected assassins, who operated in an unmarked, tinted, brand-new white Mercedes-Benz AMG E63, were chauffeured by a man who looked like a Middle Easterner. The vehicle which was positioned by the Apo Bridge, on noticing that the deputy president of the Senate convoy took the right turn to join the Nnamdi Azikiwe Expressway, instead made a turn and attempted to ram into the convoy, but was blocked. Africa's richest man and chairman Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote, resigned from the board of Tiger Branded Consumer Goods PLC, formerly known as Dangote Flour Mills. Mr. Dangote resigned alongside three other directors, Olunkole Alake, Asue Iwodale, and Arnold Ekwe, a former group managing director of EcoBank Transitional Incorporated. The resignation, announced late on Monday, followed the decision of the majority share owner, South African Tiger Brands, to reduce its financial support to the Nigerian subsidiary. The South African fast consumer goods company Tiger Brands said in a notice to the Nigerian division, and received also by the Nigerian Stock Exchange, that they were exploring various options with regard to their investment in Dangote Flour Mills. Tiger Brands board also announced that they were reviewing their investment in the business, which was considered part of the broader strategy to expand the sub-Saharan Africa. And meanwhile, 14 persons were killed on Wednesday when two female suicide bombers detonated explosives at the Kano GSM village. According to the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, over 100 others were injured in the blast. The Nigeria Red Cross, NEMA, Kano State Emergency Management Agency, SEMA, and other stakeholders were on hand to evacuate the injured to Aminu Kano Teaching Hospital, Nasarawa Hospital, and Murtala Mohammed Hospital. NEMA spokesman Sani Dati said that those with minor injuries were being treated and discharged immediately. And two lawyers, Ezechukwu Obete and Gabriel Ebule, battled each other for the right to represent the director of Radio Biafra, Mr. Nnamdi Kanu, when the federal government's case against him came up before a magistrate court in Wuse Zone 2, Abuja, on Wednesday. Both lawyers flaunted different letters appointing them to defend the accused person. Kanu was on October 19, 2015, arraigned on charge of criminal conspiracy, managing and belonging to an unlawful society, as well as criminal intimidation, offences said to be contrary to sections 97 and 397 of the Penal Code. The accused, Nnamdi Kanu, was not present in court on Wednesday, but a number of his supporters were seen in the court premises throughout the period of the proceedings. Throughout the period the proceedings lasted. However, the dispute between the two lawyers over the legal representation made the presiding chief magistrate, Shuaibu Usman, to order the Department of State Services to produce Kanu on Monday, the 23rd of November, to enable him to identify his desired counsel. And the Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC, extended the deadline given to MTN to pay a 5.2 billion toll fine. Although the deadline expired on the 16th of November, it was being extended to Friday, 20th of November, which is today. In a statement issued by the NCC Director for Public Affairs, Mr. Tony Ojobo said the NCC, in the interest of the nation, had to protect innocent Nigerians from falling victims of terrorists using unregistered SIM cards. And meanwhile, Justice Abdulkadir Abdulkafarati of the Federal High Court Abuja has rejected the application of the Senate President Bukola Saraki for an order of interim injunction stopping the trial of the Code of Conduct Tribunal. The judge refused Saraki's prayers after listening to his lawyer Raphael Oluyede. Instead, the judge ordered Saraki to serve the respondents. He directed them to appear before the court today to showcase why the reliefs sought by the applicants should not be granted. In the same vein, a commercial court in Uganda had ruled that the telecommunications firm MTN must pay a fine of $622,000 for sabotaging Easy Money Limited. According to Ugandan newspaper Daily Monitor, Henry Adonye, the presiding judge ordered MTN Uganda to pay $239,520 in general damages for loss of businesses and $449,100 to Easy Money as punitive damages, saying it would deter uncompetitive business tactics. MTN is known to have invested in over 20 countries in Africa, with Nigeria being regarded as its source of steady profits. A 3-week-old girl in Guinea believed to be the last victim of Ebola has recovered, potentially signaling the end of an unprecedented 2-year epidemic in the West Africa that claimed more than 11,300 lives. Guinea was the last country plagued by the deadly virus, which at its peak last year infected 400 to 500 people in a week in West Africa. Health workers say the poverty-stricken nation remains particularly vulnerable to new cases because many of the latest victims were people not known to have been exposed to the virus. 2 neighboring countries also ravaged by the Ebola epidemic. Liberia and Sierra Leone have already been declared Ebola-free. And gunmen launched an attack in the early hours of today at the Radisson Blu Hotel in the center of Mali's capital, Bamako. The hotel's owners said 2 of the attackers locked in 140 guests and 30 employees in a hostage-taking situation. A source said police surrounded the hotel after the gunmen entered shooting and shouting "God is great" in Arabic. The security source has said that some of the hostages, including those able to recite verses of the Quran, were being freed. The US-owned hotel is popular with expatriates working in Mali. A gardener at the hotel who worked at the hotel when the gunmen arrived said they were in car with the diplomatic license plate and the faces marked. Another eyewitness said that it was difficult to state the actual numbers of the attackers. He said it could have been between 5 and 13. And these are the stories we're tracking for you this week on African Free Press Television. For more, please do log on to our website at www.africanfreepress.com. Follow us on Twitter at African Free Press. Like our Facebook page at African Free Press. Do enjoy in our discussions on African Free Press Forum and subscribe to our YouTube channel at African Free Press. From me, Leo Oketa, and the whole team in the studio, it's a very good evening to you. Do enjoy the rest of your weekend.